Once again, welcome back to the channel, everyone. As you may have seen in the last episode, some poor performances from West Ham. But we did finish with an important win away to Brighton. So let's see how we get on at home to Villa, who you may remember were the early leaders in this save, but they've dropped away in recent weeks. So it's Jadon Sancho picking up the ball in the West Ham area, tries to find a way past Kilman, but Kilman makes a great tackle. So about half an hour play, West Ham playing it out the back here. Kilman into Diouf. Diouf turns inside but gets dispossessed by Camara, and Diouf actually sprained his ankle there, so he'll be out for 3 weeks. Eventually comes here to Watkins, who plays in Garcia. Garcia takes a touch, then a shot, but it deflects off Variola. But it falls to Rodgers. Rodgers passes it back into Kamara, into Watkins, back to Kamara. Watkins onto Rodgers again, and he passes back into Watkins, but Areola saves. So 10 minutes into the second half, Tielemans passes it into Rodgers. Rodgers takes a shot, but it comes off Mavropanos. So Villa play the corner short here. Maatsen picks it up, delivers a great ball into the area towards Watkins, and Watkins wins ahead of Wan-Bissaka to make it 1-0 to Aston Villa. So not for the first time, West Ham find themselves 1-0 down as they play it out from the back here with Mavropanos into Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka into Ward-Prowse, and now it's Paquetá out to Oli Scholes. And Scholes finds Somerville on the wing. Somerville passes it inside to Paquetá. Paquetá back out to Somerville. Somerville lifts it over onto Castellanos, who flicks it on, and Ward-Prowse with plenty of time to stick it in the back of the net to make it 1-1. So Ward-Prowse here makes a forward run into the penalty area, completely unmarked, but shows great technique here and hits the ball on the half volley, and the goalkeeper Martinez has no chance. So West Ham quite happy to take the point there, as we head into a tough game against Manchester City away from home. So no real expectations of getting a positive result, but they start quite well here, West Ham. Wan-Bissaka plays it into Fernandes. Fernandes out to Oli Scholes. Scholes turns and comes back inside into Castellanos, and Paquetá just unable to get his shot on goal. So into the second half here, and West Ham still holding on as they win the ball back here with Scholes. Paquetá plays it back to Dibor, passes it to Mavropanos. Mavropanos finds Bowen on the wing. Bowen waits for Wan-Bissaka to make the run, which he does, but Bowen's pass gets cut out by DiMarco. And then Manchester City are on the attack with Haaland playing a pinpoint pass here out to Foden. And Foden passes it into the unmarked Rangers, who slams it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 Man City. So about 15 minutes to go in the game. Manchester City back on the ball. The impressive Rangers picks it up here in the middle, passes it into Haaland. Haaland looks for Foden and eventually passes it into him. Foden back to Rangers, into Bernardo, back to Rangers, and it's 2-0 to Man City. So West Ham did well to keep Haaland away from the goal sheet, but Haaland was still heavily involved in the game. And Manchester City have another chance in the final minute. Bernardo all on his own, but Areola makes the save. So in the end, not too disappointed with the result of Man City. We weren't really expecting anything from the game. But this game at home to Fulham is a game that we should really be looking at getting all 3 points. Walker-Peters picks it up here, plays it into Bowen. Bowen lifts it over into Ward-Prowse. Paquetá out to Oli Scholes. Oli Scholes tries to find Somerville. The defender gets it, but comes straight back to Scholes. Scholes plays it into Paquetá. Back to Scholes, back into Paquetá. Some neat passing now as Paquetá finds Castellanos, and Castellanos finds the back of the net.
Just look at how poor the defending is here.
So a really nice build-up here by West Ham, and Castellanos puts it away convincingly. So a good start from West Ham then, as Fulham try to find their way back in the game. They're on the attack, Smith Rowe here with a great ball out to Wilson. Wilson holds it up here, passes it across to Burge. But eventually Burge loses out here to Paquetá, and West Ham are on the attack with Castellanos. Back to Paquetá, on to Ollie Scholes. Ollie Scholes out to Somerville on the wing, and Somerville waits for the pass to Castellanos, but it's a fraction too late and he's offside. And from this angle it looks even closer. Unlucky there, Somerville. So from that free kick then, Fulham have one final chance in this half to try and get it level again. Smith Rowe picks it up here, plays a nice ball out wide to Robinson. Robinson finds Iwobi on the overlap, runs into the area, picks out Raul, and Raul's shot gets well saved from Areola. So into the second half, it's Fulham again on the attack, trying to find a way back into the game. Iwobi picks it up here, out to Robinson, inside to Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe makes a forward run, back out to Iwobi, into Smith Rowe, and eventually comes to Raul, and another great save from Areola. So a chance for Fulham from the corner. Iwobi plays it in, Bowen wins a header, but it comes straight to Brahim Diaz, who hits his volley just past Areola's goal. So just over 10 minutes gone in the second half, and it's West Ham's turn to build it up from the back. It comes into Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka inside to Ward-Prowse, back out to Wan-Bissaka. Back inside to Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse into Paquetá. Paquetá lifts it over back to Wan-Bissaka. Back inside to Paquetá. Into Bowen, and Bowen plays Wan-Bissaka, who crosses it over, tries to find Ward-Prowse, but the goalkeeper claims it easily. So into the final moments of the game here. West Ham still holding on to the 1-0 lead, and they build it up from the back again here with Wan-Bissaka into Bowen. Bowen plays it into Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse makes a good ball into Wan-Bissaka, who made a forward run. Wan-Bissaka picks out Castellanos in the centre, who plays it onto Paquetá. Paquetá decides not to shoot, passes it back to Castellanos, who he knows will put it in the back of the net, which he does, to make it 2-0 to West Ham. And deservedly, West Ham win the game. Really unselfish play from Paquetá. He made sure West Ham get the goal, and Castellanos is not going to miss from there. So a look at the table then. With that win, West Ham up to 13th, 19 points. Burnley at the bottom, 9 points, Brighton with 12, Sunderland with 15. So we're 4 points clear from the relegation, after 18 games played. So a good win against Fulham, who are just above us in the table. Man City up to 5th. And then it's Liverpool, Chelsea and Arsenal. And at the top, the surprise leaders Nottingham Forest with 41 points. So into the next one then, it's home to Brighton, who we just saw second from bottom in the table. So perhaps another chance to get all 3 points here. But it was Brighton who started really brightly here. Just after 10 minutes gone, Minter into Hinterwood. And it's that man Frook, who we saw a lot of in the away game, puts Brighton 1 up. And it's not long after West Ham lose possession. Mitoma picks up the ball, makes a forward run down the wing. Gets a cross in. Todibo wins it. Fernandes, not sure what he's doing there, tries to play it back to Todibo. Todibo gives it away to Frook, and Frook gets his second goal of the game. So once again, West Ham really poor there, but Frook makes the most of it. And that's 6 goals in 17 for him. So he's in a great run of form despite Brighton's poor position in the table. And things didn't get much better for West Ham. Somerville there, losing the ball once again. Just 25 minutes gone in the first half. Fernandes gets the ball back, but then Paquetá clumsily gives it away to Fruk. And then Brighton are on the attack again with Fruk. Into Mitoma. Back to Mitoma from Minter. And then Moran with the shot just wide of the post. And it seems West Ham just can't keep the ball here. This time it's Wan-Bissaka giving it away. Hinchelwood picks it up for Brighton, plays it into Moran. Moran into Minter. And eventually Kilman makes a great tackle here. And then this time it's West Ham's turn to go on the attack. Paquetá into Castellanos. Castellanos waits for a forward run. Plays it short to Paquetá. Paquetá then into Fernandes. And Fernandes waits for Castellanos to make his run. And we know by now Castellanos isn't going to give up the opportunity. And he gets a crucial goal for West Ham to get them back into the game. So into the second half then. And it's Brighton on the attack. And it's Fruk into Moran, back to Fruk. Minter picks it up. Waits for a run. And eventually Moran takes a shot, but it comes off the woodwork. So just under 15 minutes to go of the game. West Ham still trying to look for that equalising goal. They build it up from the back here. Ward-Prowse plays it into Scholes. Bowen makes a good run forward. Bowen waits for Scholes, plays him in nicely. Scholes picks out Ward-Prowse on the edge of the box, who plays it into Felipe. Eventually comes to Somerville, who takes a shot, but still saves. So it's Bowen with the corner then. He's trying to pick out Kilman here, but the defender gets to it first. It drops to Felipe. Bowen tries to flick it onto Mavropanos, but the defender gets there. But the clearance only goes to Wan-Bissaka, who plays it back to Mavropanos, into Felipe. Ward-Prowse into Bowen. Back to Mavropanos, into Todibo, and it's Souček with a great chance to take a point for West Ham, but he fires it agonisingly just past the post. So a disappointing result there for West Ham. But we've got another opportunity against Wolves away to try and pick up some points. So Kilman here plays it across to Souček. Souček with the first time pass into Ward-Prowse. Ward-Prowse tries to find Felipe, but it gets cut out and Wolves are on the attack. So Gomez plays it to the left back, Iron. Inside to Ichan. Ichan finds Strand-Larsen. Back into Ichan. And Ichan with the first time pass into Bellegarde, who takes a shot, but it's well saved by Areola. So just under 20 minutes gone now. Ward-Prowse plays it outside to Jarrod Bowen. Bowen into Felipe. And Felipe lifts a lovely ball over to Jarrod Bowen, who heads towards the goal. But he's under a lot of pressure here, and his shot goes well wide, almost for a throw-in. So just before half-time here, Wolves are on the attack. Andre passes it in, but it gets intercepted by Kilman, and now West Ham have a chance to counter-attack. Felipe sees Somerville making a run on the right side, and Somerville sprints towards the goal. And with just one thing on his mind, he fires it into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to West Ham. Somerville's done well for me this season, but a bit of a surprise to see as his first goal in the league. So into the second half, and about 20 minutes to go here, Wolves in their own half, trying to build up an attack. It comes here to Iron on the left hand side, who plays it back inside to Gomez. Gomez eventually finds Ichan. Ichan passes it out wide to Iron. And eventually Ichan gets the ball back from Strand-Larsen. And Iron, who'd made a forward run, receives the ball, takes a shot, but it gets blocked by Myers. It rolls almost to the feet of Bellegarde, who can't believe his luck, but he slams it into the back of the net to make it 1-1. So just over 10 minutes to go in the game, West Ham kick off. Eventually comes to Paquetá here, who gets dispossessed, and Wolves are back in possession. Eventually comes to Gomez here, who plays a good pass into Strand-Larsen. First time pass into Ichan. Back to Gomez. And Ichan makes a forward run, receives the ball. Back to Gomez here. Out wide to Ian. Once again Gomez has it. Into Bellegarde. And Strand-Larsen's shot gets blocked by Kilman. So into the last seconds of the game here. Iron with the poor throw, straight to Wan-Bissaka. Fernandez into Castellanos, back to Fernandez, who plays a great ball into Somerville. Somerville finds Castellanos, and Castellanos with a left foot volley hits it well wide, and he's not troubling the goalkeeper. So once again, more points dropped by West Ham as we enter the next home game against Nottingham Forest, the league leaders. And it's West Ham who start the game really well here. Wan-Bissaka into Somerville, and Fernandez with a great first time pass back into Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka waits for Castellanos, who holds it up well. Passes it back to Wan-Bissaka, into Fernandez. Fernandez plays a 1-2 with Paquetá. A great back heel there from Fernandez to find Castellanos, who smashes it with his left foot to make it 1-0 to West Ham. So a good pass from Paquetá into Fernandez here. Great vision from him to find Castellanos, who finishes well under a lot of pressure from the defender Moreira. So a good start from West Ham as Nottingham Forest try and find a way back into the game. And they have a good spell of possession here. And Ndoye picks it up just inside his own half. Passes it into Gibbs-White. Gibbs-White into Anderson. Anderson finds a great pass into Sabitzer, and Wood with a shot, and Areola with a save. But West Ham failed to clear it well. Ndoye wins the ball back, has a shot, but Areola once again with the save. So from the corner then, Nottingham Forest play it short. Anderson with the cross into the area, but Wood just heads it wide of the goal. So 5 minutes into the second half, Nottingham Forest with the throw-in. Gibbs-White eventually receives the ball here. Plays the ball into Wood, who finds Sabitzer, back into Wood, once again into Gibbs-White, and now Forest moving it around really quickly on the edge of the penalty area, patiently waiting for a route to goal. Eventually the pass gets played into Wood. Todibo gets a touch, but Sabitzer does really well, and then Paquetá makes a terrible challenge on Savona just inside the penalty area and gives Nottingham Forest a great chance to get back into the game. So Wood here with the penalty, straight down the middle, and Areola jumps out the way and it's 1-1. So Nottingham Forest are top of the league for a reason, and they pass it around really nicely here, and it was them that looked like getting a second goal in this game. Backwa picks it up here, passes it back to Gibbs-White, who again was really impressive in this game. Backwa back into Gibbs-White. And eventually Souček gives away the corner. So from the corner then, Anderson delivers a cross, but the header saved comfortably by Areola. At this stage of the game, with 10 minutes to go, against the league leaders, West Ham probably happy to take a point, but they head forward here with Somerville. Finding the ball into Wan-Bissaka, had made a forward run. Wan-Bissaka into Fernandez. Paquetá into Castellanos, but the defender Murillo does well. And then it was Forest's turn to attack, with just under 5 minutes to go. Backwa picks up the ball, makes a great pass into the forward Cali Muendo, and Cali Muendo makes no mistake, puts the ball away really nicely, and once again it's agony for West Ham as they lose the game in the final moments. So it's a break from the league in this game as we head to the third round FA Cup tie against Wolves, and it's the second time we've seen them in this video, so we should be familiar with the players and how they play. So it's Young Myers then passing it out to Ollie Scholes. Ollie Scholes with a long ball over to Jarrod Bowen on the left wing. Jarrod Bowen plays it into Paquetá. Back into Bowen, who made a forward run. Bowen holds it up, plays it back to Ollie Scholes. Scholes into Paquetá. Back into Bowen. And it's Bowen with a great ball into Felipe, who puts it in the back of the net to make it 1-0 West Ham. So some nice build-up play here on West Ham's left-hand side. Paquetá into Bowen, and Felipe hasn't let me down all season, and it's a perfect start to the game for West Ham. So about half an hour into the game, and it's Bellegarde on the ball. Eventually plays it into Hicham, but Hicham loses out to Mavropanos, and West Ham have another chance to form an attack. It's Walker Peters with the lofted ball into Felipe, and Felipe holds it up, waits for support. Eventually passes it into Fernandez, who makes a first time pass to Walker Peters, who found himself in a centre forward position, but he hits it just wide of the goal. So from that goal kick then, the keeper kicks it out. Paquetá wins the header, falls to Felipe. Felipe plays it back into Paquetá, who makes no mistake and makes it 2-0 to West Ham. So into the second half then, and West Ham fully in control of this game. But this time it's Wolves trying to build an attack. Gomez plays it out to Iron here. And eventually it comes to Andre, who picks up the ball, plays it into Tolu. He finds Strand-Larsen, back to Tolu. Gomez plays it back into Strand-Larsen, who takes a shot, but it's wide of the goal. So from the goal kick then, it was West Ham's turn to attack. Scholes plays it into Bowen, back into Scholes. And then Freddie Potts plays it out wide again to Bowen. Bowen plays it into Felipe, onto Rodriguez, back into Felipe, and Felipe takes a shot, but it's well saved. So Somerville whips in across from the corner, but Kilman's header gets tipped over by goalkeeper Starr. So into the last moments of the game then, Rodriguez picks up the ball, plays it into Somerville. Somerville finds Walker Peters on the overlap. Somerville continued his run on the outside, and eventually it comes to him. He plays it back into Rodriguez, and Walker Peters tries to find Freddie Potts with the back heel, but Wolves get it away. But it didn't matter in the end. West Ham with their 2 goals have done more than enough, and they're through to the 4th round of the FA Cup. So we look forward to seeing who we've got in the next round. Maybe we can go far in this competition. But in the meantime, we end the episode with a win. Thanks for watching everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.